Hello folks, Roger Daniel Alcocer here for the magnificent world of toys. So this is actually my 4th day here in Japan. I hope you enjoyed my video on Nakano Broadway. That was pretty cool. That was on Tuesday. I arrived Monday afternoon. Yesterday, Wednesday, I actually had to go shoot at the offices of Maro-san Toys, where I got to meet Mr. Eiji Kaminaga, who was very cool, and you'll see his video pretty soon here. So long story short, I did hit Akihabara yesterday briefly because it was on the way to Maro-san Toys, and I was fairly overwhelmed. I saw a lot of new stuff, not a lot of vintage stuff, and I'm thinking I'm gonna find more of the vintage stuff in the Mandarake complex. I didn't get to go inside there, but I did hit some of the thrift shops, some of the electronic stores, but I did also hit a couple of random places that have floors that vary in stuff. And some of them have model kits, some of them have mecha stuff, some of them have manga and anime. It's sensory overload. Today's agenda, I'm actually gonna be visiting Tokyo Toy Bonsai. My plan originally was to film Tokyo Toy Bonsai, or Jeremy, and then go to Akihabara from there. However, I got to talking with Jeremy, and he was talking to me about some of the really cool thrift stores and other little places around his area.
So I've slowed down a lot, and I prefer just getting out, relaxing, and just junk hunting, digging through junk bins.
I wasn't sure if he'd be able to go out or anything with me to show me these places, and he was actually nice enough to volunteer, and it was pretty insane. I was not prepared for what I was going to find. So check this out. Here's a little trip that I took with Jeremy, also known as Tokyo Toy Bonsai. I found some pretty cool stuff.
I actually have to dig. There down, I got to come on these weird fonts. I can't read part, I can't tell if that's a day or a ta or a j. It's like someone trying to read cursive. Always complains about Transformers, so here I am looking at Transformers. Takeshi, I'm a big fan of Takeshi.
So this thrift store was pretty much packed. There was 4 to 5 floors. There was 2 or 3 floors of toys. I mean, there was model kits, regular action figures. I even saw some pretty rare 1/6 scale stuff. And there was a couple of Alfred's figures, which unfortunately I didn't pick up. I was saving my money for something else, and I had already got my 7 Samurai kit. But there was just amazing things, and found a lot of really cool treasures and stuff. And I left with some kaiju figures, some model kits, some Microman figures, and a bunch of other little cool things. Jeremy also managed to find a couple of cool things. It's unfortunate that I didn't get to spend a lot more time here. We could have been here for several more hours. I would have especially loved to browse the video game section, the movies, and the CDs. I did manage to do a quick walkthrough and find a GameCube controller for my son, but I was running out of time. Unfortunately, I was leaving the very next day and I still had things to do. Plus, I was hoping to hit Nakano Broadway when I left. I can't express how grateful I am to have been able to spend such quality time with Jeremy as I did that day. By the time we got out, it was fairly dark. I had a lot of fun, and I hope to do it again someday. So today's actually my last day in Japan, and yesterday was supposed to be my day to basically full-on go to Akihabara, but I actually went out with Jeremy, also known as Tokyo Toy Bonsai, or Tokyo Toy Bastard. And so today's my last day, and one of the coolest things on earth, I have a friend out here. Hello folks, here I am with my good friend Yosuke Nakano. I met Yosuke back during my film school days, and Yosuke was gracious enough to appear on some of my phones, and I let Yosuke know that I was going to be out here, and he asked me you know, if I wanted to have lunch with him and stuff today, which is my last day. And I said, yeah. And so he also asked me, you know, if there was anywhere I wanted to go. And, you know, I felt bad. I didn't want to ask him. And, you know, he suggested Akihabara. And I told him, well, you know, now that you mention it. And so, you know, one thing that's cool is I have like 2 bags, like full of souvenirs and toys and stuff. And it was going to be hard hauling that stuff around on the train. He's also going to give me a ride to the airport, which is like going to come in so clutch. So pretty much I'm going to go have some lunch with Yosuke. We're going to hit Akihabara, and then he's going to drop me off at the airport. Hey, Yosuke, do you come around very often?
No, this is the first time for me.
Oh yeah, cool, man. I mean, is this the kind of place that would interest you, or?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Oh, okay. What are you expecting to see?
One Piece,
One Piece.
Naruto, Hunter x Hunter,
Nice. All right.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be disappointed, dude. All right. Akihabara is pretty overwhelming. You know, there's a lot of really cool stuff here, but you know, we're gonna hit Mandarake right away because I feel like that's gonna have the better stuff, the vintage stuff, and you know, all the really good stuff that I know most of you and I like. So stay tuned. It would have been great to have been able to visit a couple of other places in Akihabara. Unfortunately, we were hard-pressed for time as I had to be at the airport in about 5 hours. Needless to say, if there was one place I had to visit, it had to be Mandarake Complex, with its 7 floors full of movies, video games, manga, model kits, toys. Mandarake Complex is pretty much your one-stop shop if you need to do Akihabara in a hurry. Obviously, I spent most of my time looking at the toy section. I was fairly impressed overall by the variety here at Mandarake Complex. There was a good mixture of new and vintage stuff. Unfortunately, I was too busy filming and didn't have a lot of time to figure out whether I wanted to buy something here or not. I wasn't really keeping track of time, and I began to think we were running out of it. After doing a speed run of all of the floors, I basically let Yosuke know that it was time to go. As we walked out, Yosuke let me know we still had a little bit more time, and he also reminded me that there was another Mandarake nearby, and I'm so glad he did. Yosuke was referring to Mandarake Coco, the legendary Mandarake store that all my friends had been telling me to visit and I had completely forgotten about. Quite frankly, had Mandarake Coco been my first place to visit, I probably would have spent all my money here. This place had the highest concentration I had seen of vintage, Sofubi, and Kaiju toys. Also, they had a really cool selection of designer vinyl, also known as their indie section. I nearly left Japan without buying anything else until I spotted a Lion Maru vinyl figure, and I made sure to buy it. Although my time in Akihabara was short, it was awesome being able to experience this with my good friend Yosuke, especially knowing that this had been his first time being here as well, and I was curious to know what he thought about it. How did it feel coming to Akihabara? What did you like the most about it?
There are so many otaku people, not only Japanese but also like foreigners. They're really seeing something, they're really looking for something, they are really enjoying Akihabara. They enjoy Japan. They're excited. You're excited. I saw you were exciting like a kid. That's good. That's wonderful.
All right, cool, man. Thanks.